I want to go back to a conversation I was having with somebody a while ago
Right.
about people who come along and completely change guitar playing. Right? So, for want of a better place to start, late 60s, you had Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of great guitar players around that time, Clapton, Beck, Page, all that. But somebody like Hendrix who came along and they were doing things on the guitar that were unrecognisable from what had come before. Yeah. Give it 10 years or so, late 70s, early 80s, you had Eddie Van Halen. You had a lot of guitar players around then, but Eddie Van Halen was doing things on the guitar with a whammy bar, the tapping. I know other people had tapped, but the way he put it together as a package, he was kind of reinventing rock guitar. Give it another 10 years or so, we had a lot of shredders, you had the Rammstein and so on, but Satriani, for me, was the one. He was making noises on that guitar like no one had. They were unrecognisable to what had come before.
Yeah.
Nothing happened in guitar since then, because I was struggling to think, if Satriani was the late 80s, early 90s, who do we have around the turn of the 20th, 21st century? Who have we had since the 1990s who was doing stuff on the guitar?
Guthrie.
Do you think Guthrie?
Yeah, well, he's doing the same. It's different.
I mean, Guthrie is phenomenal. He's apart from the fact he's one of the nicest, most humble people you could meet. Especially compared to the amount of talent he's got.
Yeah.
But he's not, and I love his playing and the stuff he does, but I don't think he's not, is he reinventing?
He's not reinventing. I think the difference with him is, pardon me, he said technically, and the music side of it, and technically, and the theory of it.
Yeah.
It's, he's putting a bit, if you take Satriani doesn't put, there's not that much jazz in there. So I'm not saying you can't play it.
Oh yeah.
But if you go, we see them live.
Yeah. A lot of times.
Yeah. Whereas Guthrie's putting it in as like he'll blend it all together. You can have a bit of jazz, a bit of fusion, then stick it into something that's Paul Gilbert would be happy with.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe where he's a bit different. Songs have changed though, as in where you had all the instrumentalists. And then all the wiggly stuff, and Joe Satriani does it very well. I mean, Steve Vai, I can never get away with Steve Vai.
I find Steve's harder on the ear.
It's much harder. I mean, Joe Satriani he's far more melodic.
Yeah,
it's like you can hum his tunes if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You're very hard on some of the, with exception probably for the Love of God and stuff like that. You can't really do the Steve Vai one.
When Steve Vai is being hardcore Steve Vai, he's harder to take than Joe Satriani being hardcore Joe Satriani.
Yeah. But again, both of those have had to adjust to the time. You've got. I went to see the one show that Chickenfoot did in this country.
Oh yeah,
I went to that. That was a strange experience for me. That was a full vocal band. No guitar. It was like intro. Like verse, chorus, bridge, guitar solo, that type of stuff, and it was unbelievable.
But with Joe Satriani.
Which I know that Joe Satriani filled in for Deep Purple.
He did. Before Steve Moss got the gig.
Yeah, he was offered it full time but didn't take it.
I'll tell you what. Who else he played for? I've got a bootleg DVD. Do you farting? Was that a chair? I've got a bootleg DVD CD at home. Quite normally, Satriani playing for Jagger. Yeah. And that was quite an experience. Listen to Joe Satriani playing backing for Jagger.
Yeah, I think there's a few guitarists. You say that people have changed it. There's a few in there that if you say the name, someone will probably say who is he, and then you actually listen to not just what he's done on the guitar, not just what his songs, but one of the ones that comes to mind, and he's still doing it today. Trevor Rabin, who is now he does motion soundtrack, full film scores. While being an absolutely blisteringly good guitarist, you don't hear his name. Yeah. But it's people have moved on now. They've gone back to we went through the Britpop thing in the 90s and the indie music and all the Oasis.
Yeah, it got very. It's more chordal, wasn't it, rather than lead lines.
Yes. And to be honest, I think that missed out in the late 80s and the 90s. I remember a guy. Can you remember a guitarist called Michael Lee Firkins? Yeah. Who was like a chicken picking country. Yeah, because he used
the whammy bar and made it sound like slides.
Yes. Yeah. And all the effects were put on afterwards. He recorded everything clean.
He just reamped it.
And one of the things he was saying was, in there he says, people have lost the ability to play rhythm. Everyone was becoming a shredder, and everyone's lost the ability. you know, Kirk Hammett. Kirk Hammett's, you know, obviously a blistering lead player, taught by Joe Satriani, but as a rhythm player he can play. He's probably one of the few people he's brought mainstream. I mean, come on, Glastonbury with, you know, Metallica headliner. He's probably up there with, you know, what he's managed to do.
Yeah.
But there's just not many.
I did see videos. It was Guthrie Govan doing a clinic at a show somewhere, and he was talking about when he was teaching, and he'd have a lot of people who come in and they were really good blues players, and then say, well, I want you to teach me, show me modes. So he'd like write out, you know, this is modes. This is, you know, back when, you know, people when shredding was the thing, and then they'd come back a couple of weeks later. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
My help, you're now worse because you've lost all of the feeling. You just it was all about how fast you can play, or how many notes or how many different modes you can play.
I mean, if you watch any of the illustrations, I mean, one of the, you know, Paul Gilbert's probably gone from, you know, he's still mainstream. Doesn't probably play that much now. Doesn't, you know, he's doing, you know, stuff with bands. I think Mr. Bigger back together again now. But I think he's in his 20th year of teaching or something.
He does a lot of tuition and a lot of clinic tours.
And some of his stuff is, you know, it's brilliant. You know, it's out there. It's not about, you know, what you can do, how many notes. It's about, you know, actually listening to what you're doing. You know, it's like, learn to do. You don't, like, somebody will go, you know, that type of thing. But actually, hammer off.
Yeah.
And then, you know, getting the picking stuff right.
Yeah.
And it's not about that. You can do more. You know, you'll take an Eric Clapton or Martin Knopfler, and they'll do more with one note. You know, with what they can do with their hand, bringing it in, volume, stuff like that. One note, make it sound amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like, you know, the sweet picking.
Yeah, you don't need lots of notes to make a big step.
I think actually it's harder to play clean and slow it, you know, get those notes to ring out.
Yeah. Because
distortion just, like we said earlier, distortion just hides everything. So people should actually learn doing it that way. But it's different now. I mean, the day of the shredder probably has gone, because it'll come round again. It's like fashion.
Yeah.
You know, like the flares will be back in again in a few years.
Yeah.
Somebody will play extremely quickly. It's with Guthrie Govan. His is a different sort. He's very fast, very technical. He hasn't got a very distorted sound. It's quite clean, if you know what I mean. You're hearing every note, and technically, you know, it's absolutely brilliant. He could probably play in any style, in any environment, which most of the pros probably could. But then you'll get the hardcore people who say like, what are you talking about? You know, you probably find that, you know, Dan Huff and Brent Mason have played on more songs than any of those other people put together.
Yeah, that's true, because you get all of these anonymous session guys. I mean, somebody who's
Michael Landau,
who's coming, he's getting publicity now. Is Phil X.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I remember because we saw him when the Drills played in Newcastle, and you realise what an accomplished band they were, because they were so tight, and they didn't really know what they were playing. They just came up, we've got to play a Help Me Champion of the World, we've got to play this song, that song. Otherwise it's like, what if we were playing now? Oh, we'll do a medley of Led Zeppelin, or we're going to play Hotel California.
Well, yeah,
and they were just off the top of their heads, and so tight, and he is a really good guitar player.
And come about, because he's now officially joined Bon Jovi, hasn't he? But the fact that they picked him up,
because he was a session guy,
and actually when you look down at his list, it's phenomenal. You know, it's Kelly Clarkson, it's Hailstorm. It's just like, and if you listen to a big interview, you'll say it's because, you know, like, I had my own band, but actually session stuff paid.
Yeah.
You know, I was going in, I spent a day in the studio, I got paid whatever a day rate is for a session guy, and it made the money. Yeah. But, you know, somebody like him is how the first Bon Jovi gig he ever did, and this is his words. He got a phone call, and someone found the power of YouTube. They found him because of his YouTube videos and his fretted Americana stuff. And he said, I rehearsed with the band 7 hours on the day before the night, and I went out and played in front of 50,000 people.
So that's the level of just professionalism. That's
your thing, right? We need you to fly out to wherever we're playing, listen to these songs on the way, come in. So they were backstage, probably playing you know, with like little combos,
Yeah.
because most of them got like little drum kits.
Yeah.
They rehearsed for 7 hours, and he went out and he did the show, you know, spot on that night.
Yeah, so it's not just the ability to play; it's the ability to absorb and
Learn.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's you know, the guys are very, very good at copying people.
Yeah.
And don't get us wrong, I've got some of his own stuff
Yeah.
on, like, you know, on. I worked out. I've probably got about 20 albums with him on as a session guy.
Yeah.
So he's good at writing. He's good at doing his own solos. Good at his own sound too. But to be able to go out and just do that, and most of the stuff he just covers on Fret Americana.
Yeah,
And
his vocabulary, his knowledge of songs that he can play, it's just unbelievable.
I'd say
Yeah.
he sings sort of, and again, actually, he's probably one of the few who I would say has got an arsenal of you know, styles, because he can play jazz.
Yeah.
Like phenomenally well, like as good as a jazz player.
Yeah.
Then he'll go off and do some country stuff. Then he'll go off and do some hard rocking,
Yeah.
widdly stuff, and he'll do all that. And it's
just depending on what the gig is that he.
well, yeah. But then that's probably proper session guy.
Yeah.
And there's going to be loads of those. So you know,
Yeah,
what does
who's
it come down to? What makes somebody like the innovator, you know, of the guitar? Is it the fact that actually everybody knows who he is because he's got a signature model Ibanez, or he's got a, you know, Slash has got a Les Paul.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, Slash basically probably put Gibson back on the map.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, because
Yeah,
at the time
so-
everybody was playing Ibanez and Shredders, and then
and then he turns up with his, you know, original Seymour Duncan fitted Les Paul that he's had for years,
Yeah.
and suddenly Gibson are back on the map.
Yeah.
You know, people buying those. So, you know, that what does it come down to? Does it come down to, like I said, how many, like, you know, have they got a signature guitar and stuff like that, or does it come down to actually what have they played on? You know, how many songs has Joe Satriani or Steve Vai or whatever played on, you know, sale wise?
Yeah.
And then you take the likes of the session guys. I mean, Steve Lukather must just do session stuff now.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
Toto,
yeah.
and stuff. And Michael Landau's another of the big ones. Has been on everything from the 60s onwards.
Yeah.
And when you actually look at these guys, it's just like, you know now this bloke's like 60 or whatever.
Yeah.
You're looking at him. He looks like your dad type of person. You're thinking like, you know, he did Cher, he did this, he did that, and stuff. And then the Brent Masons, those type of people who are, I think Brent Mason at one point had something, he played on the full top 10 of the country charts.
Yeah.
And it was something weird like that. He was on every one of them, number 1 to 10. He did the guitars on those, and every album in the top 10.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So it's just, you know, what does it come down to being an innovator?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think those stuff is actually harder to play than the Widley stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a whammy bar, they can do that. They can hide it with distortion.
Yeah, and some of those country guys are scary.
Unbelievable.
What's it called? My mind's gone blank. He looks like a cartoon cowboy who wears a massive white hat. Slightly undernourished looking guy. Oh, Jesus, it's been above me now.
With a hat?
Yeah.
Cowboy hat?
Yeah, got like Stetson 10-gallon hat, white.
What, Brad Paisley? Or
Paisley, that's it, yeah. I mean,
just think of who wears a hat.
yeah, but because people make it out of him because he looks like a cartoon, like country guy, but he can shred.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the one of my, you know, favourite guitarists at the moment is Keith Urban, who started life off as a session guy, and thought, actually I could sing too. You know, I'm an okay looking bloke, so actually, you know what, I'll do it myself. And his guitar playing, and I mean, again, some of these guys, it's like, listen, just doing something on acoustic, it's just, it's phenomenal. You know, they're basically playing bass lines, piano lines, and stuff like that with the finger pick and stuff that they do.
Speaking of acoustic, this is where I think there is a bit of innovation at the minute. I don't know how you would categorise them, but they play acoustic guitar, but they're tapping on the soundboard. John Gunn. I was very lucky. I saw John Gunn on his last tour. If you haven't seen it, watch Passion Flower. He does something with Passion Flower, and he's like playing the tuners, and he's scratching and all this sort of stuff. And on one of the part of where through was set, when I saw him live, he explained what he was going to do. So like, this is the bass line, and then if you imagine this is the drums, and then he does it, but then he puts it together. I can't follow. You've just showed me what you're doing, and I can't follow what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I've seen quite a few guys. Do you know what? Like stud guitar. And the acoustic guys seem to be innovating a bit.
Well, they are, and I tell you what, Ed Sheeran's brought it on. You know, like the guy's doing all that into a looper, so he's doing it 3 or 4 times over. And you know, the guy's 23 and got the world at his feet, and he's a phenomenally good guitarist as well. Yeah, 'cause a friend of mine, his young man was about 14, 15 years old, and he was saying he said his son's so into just Ed Sheeran, but he's making him want to play the guitar and figure out how to do this stuff. And he doesn't need an expensive electric guitar. He's got an acoustic guitar, and he's learning chords and stuff, and it's great. And, there's probably not, the question in hand, which was any of the other days, there's probably not a household name. You know, outside guitar circles, because if you go to this, who's Joe Satriani? Huh? Yeah. You know, and stuff like that. Whereas if you went down and you say like Jimmy Page, most people still, Stevie Ray Vaughan, people would actually know who they are.
Yeah, but
outside the guitar world, people know who Jimi Hendrix was.
Yeah.
But then you'll have the people say, you're saying you started. Why did you start at the 50s? So why did you start at the 60s?
I mean, just kind of got to start somewhere. I mean, 10 years ahead.
Who put this stuff on? Who was using them? Back in the 50s. What?
Les,
you know what I mean?
Had this conversation didn't bring Les Paul in.
Yeah. So you've got he's playing and doing them, making them, but. The electric guitar suddenly takes off. With the Chuck Berrys of the world. How can you leave out the people?
Go back. The first ones, guys like Charlie Christian playing jazz bands, wanted to be amplified. And suddenly, he could play a lead line. He had the opportunity because he was loud enough. He could play a lead line in the jazz band.
I probably can't pronounce his name if I can remember what it is. But there's a guy from about the 20s or 30s who got videos on who was tapping way before Eddie Van Halen.
Spanish guy.
The Spanish guy.
Yeah.
I think he might have only had 3 fingers or something.
No, you're thinking of Django Reinhardt.
Was that? Oh yes. But how fast he was a shredder. But then there's the guy that was tapping. He's the Spanish guy.
Yeah.
And it's just like he was doing all these medleys. It's like Joe Satriani's doing that.
Yeah.
But these guys were doing it in the 1930s.
On a, because this guy's doing it like classical guitar, nylon string, flat fingerboard, classical guitar.
Yeah, I mean it is. I haven't really got the key to do it, but that type of stuff. Yeah. But this guy was he was doing it like nearly, about 85 years ago from now. He was doing it maybe even earlier. So somebody just made it mainstream.
Yeah. I suppose back then you didn't have the mass media. You didn't have the something nowadays called YouTube. Somebody does something smart, it gets on YouTube, goes viral, and that's how John Gong got the exposure. I saw him constantly. He says, to be fair, I just got lucky because Stephen Fry tweeted a video of me playing Passion Flower. There's plenty of other people who are doing the sort of thing I'm doing. I'm just the guy who got the exposure.
Go back to Phil X, is that what it is?
Yeah.
If he wasn't posting videos and stuff on there, wouldn't get a phone call from Bon Jovi's management. It wouldn't be the household, well, not household name, but I bet there's more people, don't realise that they've seen them. Bon Jovi played here at Stadium of Light last summer, and it was with Phil X. You're thinking you're going there to see Richie Sambora. Yeah. Actually, there's another guy on there who's probably just as good.
I remember watching a video with Phil X. He was saying when he was first playing, nobody had realised it was him. And then it gets towards the end, and John Bon Jovi's doing and I'm the bass and so on, and on the guitar it's Phil X. And he says, he can see everyone's going to the phone and Googling who's Phil X.
Yeah.
Despite the fact they've probably heard him a million times on other records or things like soundtracks and movie. TV adverts and jingles and stuff.
To round it off though, what would it take though now for somebody to be, what can somebody do? Play fast, play slow, electric, classical. What would it take for somebody now to to stand up and do?
What else is there left to do?
Yeah,
I don't know. I tell you something that I think might have stifled innovation a bit. Is I think when we were learning back in the day, if you wanted to learn something, you had to work it out by ear. You can get magazines, you still do, because you've learned, you cut your teeth that way. magazines would publish tab for certain things. That was the most you could do to learn. Now, if I want to know how to do something, and this isn't just guitars, like anything. I want to know how to, do a piece of DIY or whatever, or how to fix my car. Someone's put a video on YouTube, and I'm really guilty because I do guitar lessons on YouTube. People aren't having to work through the process. So because they're not having to work through the process, they don't figure out what else they can do. And that's why it's answering your question here. This is why people don't innovate.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. But, I must earth this guitar. I will take this to bits after this and earth it. I think, though, that you've got the issue that, got this. You can find the lyrics online. You've got the chords online.
The software you can play to an MP3 and it'll work the chords out for you.
Yeah. What I've found is I've tried it. Physically out of speed. I joined a band, not up to Phil X's stuff, but I joined a band for a guitarist that was left, and I rehearsed. I learnt the songs and I rehearsed 15 hours before the gig. Like that's the only time I played with a band for a full 2 hours set, 27 songs, and it's not easy to do. When you learn them yourself, they're easier to remember because you've worked them out. With the way that music's moved on, there are still technically, good guitarists out there, but like you said, it's gone back to chord-based, type songs. You've gone through all that Britpop stuff, and now even some of the pop. I'm trying to think of a newish guitar-based band, a proper guitar-based band. Take metal ones out, middle of the road. Yeah. Because you can't say that Jimi Hendrix was metal or Stevie Ray Vaughan was. A band today who's guitar-based, maybe U2.
Yeah, but they've been around for a long time.
Yeah,
they're survivors. Who's come up in the last 5 years, which is heavily guitar driven. I'm struggling. There must be. There must be, but I'm struggling. All the ones I'm thinking of is
they've been around for years.
Britain's Strictly Got X Factor.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a
rubbish.
What it is? I actually struggle to think of.
I'm ashamed to say this. The only name that comes to mind is Matt Busted.
To play their own guitars, yes.
In the sea of JLS and One Direction, the only band I can think who's getting
10 years ago
radio airplay. It's
really putting distorted guitars out there.
Yeah, for the pop market.
Yeah. I'm not talking about
not the guitar market or
the blues market or anything like that. You're always going to get like the John Mayers of the world who are phenomenally, with their whole. Yeah, that's what they do.
But sort of coming into people's houses on TV and mainstream radio, there's not a lot of guitar. No. We're on the wave was kind of died.
The ones that are played are the ones that have been around for the years. Yeah. Bon Jovi will still be on the radio. Yeah. There were, and for somebody like that, that's really putting guitar out there. Mainstream. It's more keyboard based now. It's more dancey and
Yeah. But the thing is, to be honest, I'm annoyed that I can't think of anybody now. It doesn't bother me. Because these things do, like I say, fashion. It comes in waves, and in 5 years' time, I bet there will be people out there who are doing guitar-based stuff. Yeah. Maybe it's not boy bandy things, because things move on. But there will be guitar bands on the radio again.
Noel Gallagher, because he's a very underrated guitarist.
Noel Gallagher, I think he was overshadowed by the reputation of being one of the Gallagher brothers and his brothers' antics and that. But he is a really good musician. He has some solo stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I was saying actually I'd probably put Noel Gallagher. He's you see him. You don't see him without a guitar.
Yeah.
And but again, he's been around since what? Oasis was early 90s.
Early mid 90s.
But they've gone and he's carrying on doing it. But is he living on the back? Is he selling it on the back of? He's the main songwriter.
When you mention him, the first thing that comes to mind is Oasis. Yeah. It's not like
it's not the High Flying Birds. Do you know what it is? Think about your concert tickets. Who have you gone to see that's sort of new? Nobody. You'll go and see Mark Knopfler, you'll go and see Eric Clapton, you'll go and see, you know, Pink Floyd, obviously touring at the moment.
Yeah.
You'll go and do all those, but you won't actually. There's nobody new in there that think actually I'm going to go and see them in only 5 years.
I mean, the only one that we've seen recently, who's relatively new, was Joan Shaw Taylor.
Yeah.
Who, I'll give a shout out, was one of the guys who communicate with occasionally on through the PhatPhish Facebook page, a guy called Adriano. Tipped me off. I just put a post message like, you know, I want to listen to something new. Somebody recommend me stuff, and Joan Shaw Taylor's name came up. Checked out some of her stuff, and she's probably been on the go for about 5 years. And but good. I was not saying not traditional, but just good electric blues, good voice, simple arrangements, guitar, bass, keyboards, drums.
But is it? Are you going to hear it on Radio 1, or are you going to hear it on Planet Rock, or are you going to hear it on, like, you know, YouTube type?
You're going to hear it on Planet Rock. You're not going to hear it on.
So it's not. It's not mainstream. It's not like You know what? I'm actually struggling to think of a guitar-based band who are around. You know, that's really doing it for the guitar.
This is going to be so embarrassing because as soon as I put this on YouTube, there's going to be a million comments.
Oh,
you muppet, you forgot about so many.
Actually, sorry, I can think of somebody.
Oh, I've
actually got somebody now. We've got somebody now. And they've got their own signature model, so I think we can say Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, because the Foo Fighters are new and he was a drummer before in Nirvana.
Dave
Grohl. They're quite heavy again. They're on the radio. They just sold out the Stadium of Light last Monday.
I mean, the fact they've got Radio 1 behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's
Sorry, so yes.
So in the UK, so this is probably going to be a little bit lost on the guys watching in America and Canada and stuff, but in the UK, Radio 1 is the younger people's music. It's pop music. If you listen to Radio 1, sometimes it's horrific. It's all dance type stuff.
Yes,
but the fact that somebody like Dave Grohl's made enough of an impression on modern music that he can get into kind of
the thing is as well, though, it's like he hasn't lived off the back of Nirvana. He set his band up. He's a singer. He's a guitarist.
He's Dave Grohl.
And I watched the Sonic Highways 8, the program that he did for each song that's on the new album. And when he was in Nashville, he comes up with a guitar, stands in I think it was the Bluebird Cafe, which was one of the famous places in Nashville to play. And he went, "I'm Dave. I'm a drummer." And he's got a guitar around his neck. And that's that's what he says he is, and he's just the front man. So I'd probably say he's still keeping it there, up there with new stuff. On there.
And doing musically something a little bit.
Yeah, we can say that because he's had a signature series with the last signature with Gibson in the last couple of years, so he's making it. But probably only him.
Be interesting to see if anybody comes up with anything in the comment section of who we've forgotten. Probably will be for like a complete muppet, and I apologise to anyone who I should have thought of, and I haven't. But
yes, no, I can't think of anybody. So we look forward to who they are.
Yeah. On that note, shall we not go on the head because we've been yakking on for ages? Probably just about fill the memory card on the so. Take a while to get these edited down, but should be a bit of footage to keep YouTube busy for the foreseeable future. So get together and do this again in 6 months. Probably the way we can go.
6 months time, we'll have a new rack. It's a new amps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so sign off there. Thanks for watching.
There you go.